Hi everyone, it's Laura here for Cloud9 Crafts, and in today's video, I'll be creating a Lawn Fawn Slimline Christmas card featuring Then Sweet Then and Christmas Dreams. I'm starting out by coloring these images using Copic sketch markers. I combined 3 different Lawn Fawn theme sets today. I used the new Then Sweet Then theme set and I combined that with Christmas Dreams and Toboggan together. For my coloring technique, I like to start out with my lightest color and then kind of add that as a guide for my shading. Then I go over that with my darkest color, then I blend that out using the mid-tone color, and finally I go back in with that lightest shade just to add a little bit contrast and to blend everything together. So I didn't end up using this big bear over here, but I still wanted to show you the colors that I used to color it because I also used those colors to color the other big bears. So for the small bears, I used the other shades of brown. For my gifts, I'm using some shades of red and green. I decided to stick to a very traditional color scheme for today's card, so lots of red and green, but I did add a pop of turquoise and a pop of pink and yellow. I wanted to have a quick chat with you and I wanted to ask you how many Christmas cards that you made until now. I still have so many more Christmas cards to make. It's insane every year because I usually don't make it. I never make enough Christmas cards, so we always end up buying some extra ones from the store to send out to people because I just never make enough Christmas cards. So I think that this year I will try to come up with a very clean and simple Christmas card design and then just mass produce that and maybe switch up the color scheme, some of the images, just to really, make unique cards, but it's still the same design. So let me know if you have any tips on mass producing Christmas cards or just on how I can make that deadline because there are just so many cards to make, but there's so little time, right? So I'm going in with BG13, BG32, and BG11 to add some pops of turquoise. I'm also using RV14, RV13, and RV11 to add some pink to this card because pink is my favorite color, along with purple. And then once I finished coloring all of these images, oh wait, I haven't actually. To add some shading to these books, I'm using N1, N0, and the colorless blender just to blend that out a little bit and just to really make it look like shading and not actual gray pages. Now that I have colored all of my images, it's time to cut them out using the coordinating dies. As always, I'm using my Gemini Junior die cutting machine. I have my clear cutting plate on the bottom, then my images with the dies facing down, then my magnetic shim, my plastic plate, and then finally one more clear cutting pad, and then I can just run that through the die cutting machine and then the machine does all the work for me. It's really super easy and I love those purple details on this machine. It's just so pretty. I die cut a slimline die from the, let's see, I have it over here, from the small slimline with lift to flaps die cut set from Lawn Fawn. And I'm adding color to that cardstock using Distress Oxide ink pads. So on the bottom, I added picked raspberry. Then on the top, I used candied apple. And then in the center, I used abandoned coral. So I'm just constantly switching back and forth between those 3 colors to get a nice gradient or an ombre. I'm using these blending brushes from Tailored Expressions. They are my absolute favorites. They blend so easily and they're also really pretty to look at since they come in rainbow colors. Now that I added my Distress Oxide ink pads, I am going in with some watercolor paints from the Ganzai Tambi watercolor palette. I am just adding some splatters here and there some red ones, pink, and then of course also the clear or kind of silver metallic splatters. I made sure that my cardstock was completely dry since I'll be doing some heat embossing. I'm prepping my cardstock using my powder tool to remove any static cling, and then I stamped a sentiment from the Winter Wavy Saying stamp set from Lawn Fawn using Versamark ink. I'm sprinkling on opaque bright white embossing powder from Wow, and then I'm just going to heat set that until it's melted completely, and then you'll be left with a really nice crisp white sentiment. Just adds a lot of contrast on this background. Now it's time to assemble everything. I'm going to adhere my colored images using foam squares from scrapbook adhesives. I am mixing the thin foam squares with the regular foam squares just to add a little bit of variety and dimension on this card. I also die cut a slimline from the large slimline with sliders die cut set from Lawn Fawn using some pattern paper from the Let It Shine collection pack from Lawn Fawn. This is from the 12 by 12 collection pack. And I'm adhering that onto a note card. So I'm adhering that using my double-sided adhesive. To adhere my card front to my note card, I'm using some foam tape from Scotch. And of course, you know me, I always finish off a card with a little bit of shimmer and shine. So I'm going in with the Spectrum Noir Sparkle Pen, and of course also a coat of glossy accents. And that wasn't enough for me, so I also went in with the White Blizzard glitter drops from Tonic Studios, since these just match any color and they always add a really nice finishing touch to any card. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and click the notification bell below. I will see you very soon. Bye bye.